First things first. I'm going to listen to him real quick.
It's actually going to go higher. And I think that's a money-making opportunity. But do I think that it's fundamentally the best market, the best economy we've ever had? No, obviously not.
Yeah. Are you just keep adding to AMC or what's your stance on that?
Yeah, so with mine, any major dips at support, when I think there's a good technical support, that's when I'm in. I used to be a lot heavier into options, but when the volatility dried up, I've just been converting over to straight shares right now, which makes me sleep easier at night. I don't have to worry about things.
I'm going to pause it right there because that's the face that you should be looking at right now. First off, once again, Psychology 101, CIA Training 102. When somebody lies to you, they do not look at you. They do not. There are so many different tells, such as the most common one is looking to the left or the right, out of the side of your eyes when you speak the lie. You can carry on the entire sentence up till you get to the part where you're going to lie, and then you look away. Or they'll look up, or they'll look down at the ground real quick. Either way, they don't look into your eyes, because your eyes tell everything. They tell absolutely everything about a person. You can tell when a person's hurt, when they're happy, when they're scared. Everything is told through your eyes and facial expressions. My issue here is now you're listening to this guy tell you, oh yeah, I used to be heavily into options, blah, blah, blah. He was entirely into options. Entirely. His entire channel was based on trading options and gambling at the end of the day, YOLO play, pushing that out, and all these kids that are brand new to the market don't understand options, don't know how they work. If you were watching him back in May and in the first week of June, this kid was telling you all options affect the stock price directly. He was telling you that. And it's a fucking lie. It's a straight up lie. And then they want to talk, well, it's going to create a gamma squeeze. Yes, it can. I went over this in another video. You have to have enough intelligent investors to understand how to ladder a gamma squeeze. We literally proved to ourselves in the hedge funds we're nowhere near as intelligent as these guys made us believe we are as a whole, as a community. Because the moment options dropped that were double the value of where AMC was, you all snatched them up. Snatched them up. And the smart thing to do would have been to exercise some of your older options, your 20s to 40s or whatever, if you had lower strike prices, exercise some of those, take the profits from some of those, and then buy more $40, $50, $60 options. That is how you ladder a gamma squeeze. This could have been over. This could have been done. Been done. But because the people you watched were never on the same page. You got one guy all about stocks, just buy stocks, get stocks, which is good. Yes, that will trigger an initial squeeze for sure, a squeeze. But to have a full-on, just ridiculous squeeze, you do need a gamma squeeze too. But it has to be intelligently laddered and laid out. These guys have never, ever, none of them, ever gone over proper laddering structure of options to create and maintain a gamma squeeze. None of them ever, because none of them know about it. They don't even know about it. They just know, oh, well, when these go in the money, they'll get hedged for, or they're already hedged for. And at halftime, like I said, I'm in here yelling at these guys, like, stop fucking telling these people that. You're wrong. You are wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. 94% of option contracts do not get exercised. They don't get exercised. They get sold. They get sold. That means that there is less than a 1 out of 10 chance, 1 out of every 10 contracts is going to get exercised. If I was a market maker run by a hedge fund that had a ridiculous short position in a stock, I would do absolutely everything in my power to prevent that stock from squeezing. And just on a general day-to-day, when it comes to hedging for options contracts, the majority of market makers do not hedge for those until enough people start clicking exercise. Because why would they? Why? Why are you going to spend unnecessary money when there's a 94% chance you're not going to need to buy them anyway? They're just going to sell this contract. No big deal. Why would you do that? And even if you went to exercise, I mean, some people did. That's where all the FTDs come from. But that's really all you got to do. Someone goes to exercise, it's not there. It pings in your system, hey, your contract is trying to be executed here. And then, okay, all right, either add shares or transfer shares, whatever you have to do. And within less than 60 seconds, you can resolve that. It's not going to be a big issue. Like, oh my God, they fucked me. They bought this contract. Oh, okay, there it goes. It went through. Never mind. These are the things people don't talk. They don't talk about the corruption, the illegal shit that happens. Yeah, they're supposed to hedge for those. When they go into the money, even before they go into the money, if they're close, it is proper practice to hedge for them. If it looks like it's going up there, you should be ready at any moment's notice for that person to exercise that contract, because they entered into an agreement with you that at any time when that's in the money, they can exercise that contract and get their shares. If you don't hold up your end of the deal, even the first time they press that button, you've basically committed an illegal action. Fraud, in a sense, is what you've done. You've taken somebody's money, their premium, you've lost the bet that you bet against them, and then you did not provide them with what they were promised when you digitally shook hands. So this is the shit I'm talking about. Like I said, that's my favorite phrase is your YouTubers flip-flop more than summer. They just do. They say one thing one month, and then the next month they're like, oh yeah, okay, well no, this is actually how it is. This is the way it goes. I know a bunch of you said that, but again, you're wrong. I was right. I just said it differently, and you didn't understand me. You guys are too smooth-brained. You don't have wrinkles, so you're dumb. I have the big channel. I'm the smart one here. That type of shit. And it's ridiculous. Another thing I want to talk about, and I'm talking to every fucking YouTuber out there right now, is the fact that this is America, and we have our First Amendment right to freedom of motherfucking speech. It doesn't matter what it is. Freedom of speech. Bottom fucking line. Another reason I stopped watching these guys, because somebody would come into the chat with a theory or something that was an opposing view of theirs. Or may say something like, hey, I think your homeboy over here sold. This is why I think that. And you immediately ban them. You immediately take away their constitutional right to freedom of speech. They're allowed to congregate with your entire channel. They're subscribed to you. They watch you. If they have a difference of opinion, they're allowed to have that. Whether you fucking like it or not, or agree with it or not, who the fuck are you? Playing God over here, cutting other people off, and then you want to get mad when it happens to you? You want to cry and get upset? They took my voice away. I've watched you for over a month do it to many people who all they did was literally try to say the things that are now coming out, the things that are starting to be recognized by people. People were trying to spread this information a while ago, and you cut them out. You silenced them. You took away their voice. And now you're crying because you lost your channel. Are you kidding me? And this is the biggest offender right here, who just bans people all the time because they say something he doesn't like, or they challenge something he's done live on air and they want to talk about it, and then he doesn't want to talk about it. Don't want to get into it. Let's just avoid that whole thing. Bye. Whether you like what someone says or not, this is the United States of America, and the very first fucking right you have is the freedom of speech. That's it. That's just for you too, YouTube. Let's say whatever the fuck I want. I don't care. My channel is notified mine that it's not for kids. I'm not here to fucking get ad revenue and all that bullshit. I don't care. I make it known that I'm going to be speaking in an adult language to adults. My channel is not for children. If they're able to access my channel, that's your fault. That's you. That is the unregulated internet that we have today. It's one of the other reasons I am pursuing in my master's in computer science and IT backing and coding and all that shit. I want to make the internet safer for children. 20 years ago, if TikTok came out and Snapchat came out, when they first came out, there were so many links to pedophilia. It was disgusting. It was literally disgusting. And what did TikTok do? They changed their name from Musical.ly to TikTok, rebranded, and everyone's okay with it now. That's not okay. 20 years ago, parents would have been kicking doors down at Congress anywhere to get that fucking application shut down. It endangers their children. Problem today, these kids' parents use the fucking app more than they do. They're on that shit more than them. And it's sick. It's disgusting. The internet is not safe for our children at all. And these guys are a prime example. You know, they're about, you know, a decade younger than me, some even younger than that. And you've grown up in this world where you think that your opinion is the only one that matters and it's the only one that counts. And if anyone doesn't agree with it, well, they're bad and they should be silenced. But you should get to keep talking. That's not the way the world works. It has never worked that way. And because of things like the unregulated internet and parents just completely not even giving a fuck what their kids are doing because they're too busy fucking around on their phones and chatting with their friends from high school and being like, look how cool I still am, and all that horse shit. This is what becomes of that. This is what you're witnessing here. And again, like I said, I go through everything I need to do on my channel with YouTube to say, hey, I'm going to be saying some fucking shit. And it's going to be for adult ears only. No kids are allowed. If they get through on my channel, that's your fault because you don't regulate your shit properly. Because you just allow people to create a fucking account just like it's 1999. And it says, hey, are you 18? Yes. When's your birthday? And then you just put a fucking date in and it gives you access. You don't have to identify yourself in any way, shape, or form. And that was like the biggest thing back in the 90s and the early 2000s with parents and kids on the internet was we could access everything. And God forbid we got a hold of one of our parents' credit cards or something. Like we get whatever the hell we wanted. And there was no regulation of it. And it has gotten no better. It's actually gotten worse as the years have gone on. And that's a problem. It's a very big problem. But this shit right here, suck it the fuck up. I've watched you sit here and silence people who just had a difference of opinion, or wanted to ask you a question about why you did something that was questionable. And your immediate response is to cut them off, block them, ban them, silence them. And now you've had it happen to you and you're fucking crying about it. And I'm sitting there going, how's it feel? I mean, like, how does it feel? You thought you were God, you get to play God, tell people what to say, what not to say, who's going to speak, and then now you got silenced by the people above you, by your little God above you. Get the fuck over it, all right? You've lied enough. You have harmed this community in several different ways that I've laid out. Several different ways. You've lost a lot of new investors, a whole lot of money because you were careless. You neglected to realize you brought in a bunch of brand new investors. A bunch of them. And you're fucking throwing options around like it literally is a casino. You fucking say at the end of your live stream, the casino is closed. Ho ho, this is fun. Just gamble your money. No, that is not the way to be financially responsible and respectful of your viewers. Like you did. Don't. That's just, it's stupid. It's dumb. It is outright dumb. And now he's being an entertainer. Fine, I don't give a shit. Dress up like a clown, put your little red nose on, put your hat on, do whatever. Trying to be the next Roaring Kitty. Fine. But like I said, keep AMC out your fucking mouth. Stop it. I don't want you in this movement anymore because you've made it very distinctly clear that you only care about you, your money, and how you can benefit from AMC. You don't give a shit about the individual retail investor as a whole in the market now. All you're worried about is views, clicks, and fucking super chats. Fine, do that. But you're done using AMC to do it. You're done. You've been wrong more times than I can count, and you always have an excuse for it. You never own up once and say, you know what, guys? I was wrong. I fucked up. I was wrong. I should have been, more aware, more cognizant of what I was doing and who was watching. But you weren't. I don't feel bad for you. Not in the slightest bit. I've watched lie after lie after lie since the end of May all the way through June. And then finally, the beginning of this month, when I knew I knew that these guys, because all of you were fucking telling everyone, oh, it's coming in June, it's coming in June. I know it, I feel it, it's going to be in June. I knew that the fucking hedge funds and anyone else involved was going to crush this motherfucker on the 1st of July and just run it into the dirt. And somehow you still manage to retain a nice sized chunk of your viewers by lying and giving bullshit technical analysis that everyone's been saying does not matter in a play like this. And then we start getting into the manipulation of everything, and people are trying to tell you legitimate things that have been found by people way smarter than you, by people that aren't sitting in front of a camera for 8-9 hours a day or whatever. They're actually during that time looking for the fraudulence and manipulation and corruption and digging it up and going over it and analyzing it, and then trying to give it to people like you who are figureheads in the community. You speak to the community and you ignore it. You just ignore it, or you tell everyone they're wrong. And then now here we are a month later, and all this shit that everyone's been trying to talk about forever is finally coming out. There are so many important filings, whether they're being enforced right now or not, doesn't matter. Filings typically take like 45 days once they hit the Fed register to be enforced. They have filings coming out now that are effective immediately because of what's going on here, because of the blatant, obvious manipulation. We're missing 70%, almost 70% of our price in several stocks, and we know how and why, and it's been brought up over and over. And you know who isn't talking about it? You guys. Not in the way that you should be. So good. Honestly, I'm tired of you speaking about something that you obviously don't care about. You just don't. You want money, you want clicks, you want ad revenue. Fine, cool. Go find another topic, because you're hurting my fucking money with what you guys are doing. You're hurting my investment. You're not educating the people that need to be educated. You're not explaining to them, hey guys, chill out. Don't worry. It's okay. Stay the fuck away from options completely. You didn't even tell these people when you sold your options, because you knew that they were going to die. You knew they were already dying, and you had watched yourself lose so much money and then still continued to buy options at the end of your fucking stream. And so did other people following your lead. And you guys just woke up one day and stopped showing your positions. And then all of a sudden, like a week went by, and someone was like, hey, how come you're not showing your positions anymore? Oh, I can't because of legal reasons. Bullshit, dude. Oh, I don't want to be accused of manipulation. Get the fuck, dude. So many other streamers do it every day. Professional people do it every day, except they charge for it. As long as you have that shit. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. You can't get in trouble from a criminal standpoint for influencing a stock or manipulating the stock or anything like that. People can try to sue you because, yeah, carelessness, like that. There's a good argument for that, because you were open, you were transparent, and now they're losing money, but they don't see what happened to yours. And now they're like, what the fuck? Like, you didn't even tell them, oh, I'm out of options, guys. This is not the environment for it anymore. If any of you have options, or you've watched me and got into options, my recommendation would be to be very careful. I personally am closing my options positions and only getting shares, blah, 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 whatever. There's 100 different ways you could have done this correctly, but you chose not to. And then everyone's like, well, the only reason you wouldn't show your positions, the only reason is because you sold off. Either you got word from someone due to your connections in the media that you have now, whatever the case may be, you sold off. You sold off and knew that a crash was coming down low. I mean, I knew what they could have done. I knew what they could have done, and they did do. They ended up doing it. But we still also know a lot of information is still there. Like, there's no change in the shorts. There's still a huge short position. There's more than's being reported. This is still a short squeeze play, but it would have been much more intelligent to tell these people when you stop showing your positions, hey guys, there's some serious fucked up shit going on here that doesn't make sense. We're all looking at it every day, and it just doesn't make sense. We got 75% more buy orders than sell orders, but the price is going down. We got like over 70%-ish of our orders being routed into dark pools that aren't even made for retail orders. Retail's orders are not supposed to be there ever at all. Never. It's not what that is for. But you guys don't talk about it. You're scared to death of Citadel. You're scared to death to say the word manipulation about a hedge fund, whatever, because you didn't want to get your channel canceled. And now look at you, and now your channel's canceled anyway. So that has been my my purpose right now. Like the past week, I've been going around to different channels of people still talking about AMC that are using it, like just using it to get clicks, get views, and get ad revenue and whatever, and telling them to fucking stop. Like, just stop. You are now harming this community. You are harming people's financial situations because you're being careless with the information you're putting out there, and you're not being honest. So that's really my take on that. And again, I don't care if any of the big YouTubers see this. You want to have me on, you want to fucking talk about this. There's a lot of questions I have for you guys. I would love to be on a live stream with you and ask you a few questions I have that I promise you you don't want to get asked live on air. So take it for what it is, guys. Once again, I'm just trying to bring the truth to you guys and my personal opinions that are well thought out. I've thought, I take the time to think about my shit, and I put pieces of the puzzle together before I start spewing information. You guys already know what it is. You go back and watch my other videos, you know where I stand on all of this and everything going on with the live streamers now. So that is what it's going to be. Make sure you guys get your shit out of Robinhood or Webull if you're in it. If it's AMC or GME or any short squeezed play, and put it into Fidelity. Please, by all means, just please. That's the only little nugget of truth I want to relay, that is 100% truth. If you value your investment and you value your financial freedom, I would get my shit out of Webull, out of Robinhood ASAP. Put it in a real brokerage, but definitely Fidelity. If you plan on continuing to trade, put it into Fidelity. So I'm out of here. See what happens.